It's getting more and more tough to find coins, but I did score 2 boxes of nickels. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and that's right, we do have 2 boxes of nickels here. Now, I will tell you ahead of time, they are the kind with the holes on the bottom, so I was able to make sure that they were circulated. That being said, because it's getting tougher and tougher for me to get boxes of coins in general, especially pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters, I figured we would do a live opening on both these boxes, and if we have enough finds in the first box, whichever one we decide to open, then I may split this into 2 different hunts just so that I don't run out of boxes to hunt. That being said, if we don't have enough finds in one of the boxes, I may make it a 2-box hunt. We won't know until we get into it. But let's go ahead and do a live opening of both these boxes first and see if one has a nice ender, which will kind of tell us which one we want to start with. Now, I have not been getting enders in my boxes lately, so I'm not expecting one. But let's take a look anyway. All right, we got some corroded ones. We've got some old Jeffersons. We've got some newer Jefferson styles. No enders that I can make out. Still, doesn't look like a bad box to hunt. Let's pull out the second box here now and do the same thing. See if we have anything to smile over. I don't see anything extremely awesome. I do see a few more older Jefferson style nickels in this box, so I may kick it off with box 2. Judging by what I see here, decisions made. We're going to start box 2, and as you guys know, I'll definitely bring you in along the hunt. Now, as a reminder, I do have my nickel coin hunts mat and my microscope to get up on the screen to check for any of the varieties that we may find. Obviously, I'm hoping for silver. I'd love another buffalo nickel, and more importantly, I'm still trying to find my 4th ever V nickel. If you guys are interested in either my coin mats or my microscope, I'll have links to those products down below, and I'll even place a quick link to my coin mat site up here. Now that we've covered that, let me get this box set up. We'll start the hunt, and we'll see what I find. We're on roll 7, and I will be showing most of the finds. This is a 2009. I do keep them because they're lower mint, but more importantly, I pull every single one I find out of circulation, so whenever I find one in a box, it makes me hopeful that we're going to find some goodies. So who knows what's in there. Roll number 8, and as I said, it makes me hopeful, and I think we have a war nickel towards the back. We do. 1942S. War nickel on the board. I will take that early on. Roll 9. 3 rolls in a row with a find. 1941 San Francisco. Roll number 11 is going to find us Canadian nickel. 2000 Canadian nickel with a beaver. We'll take it. Roll number 12, and this is a hot start. Take a look at what we just uncovered. You can see the date. We've got a 35 buffalo nickel in relatively nice shape. And I think that's just a little ding. I don't think there is a mint mark on that one. There is not. It does have a ding. How's that horn look? The horn is somewhat visible. Not the greatest overall, but it's still a 35p buffalo nickel with a good date, some horn detail, overall a good strike, and I will take that. We have a buffalo, a war nickel, a 40s, a Canadian, and an 09. 5 finds, 12 rolls, not a bad box. Same roll, a few coins later, a 1941 Philly, and I believe I see an older one right here. 1957 Denver. Roll 13, yet another find. This one's a 1949, and I think that is an S. It is an S, and that is an odd mint mark. That is an odd mint mark. I'll have to look at that a little bit, but just as an FYI, a 1949S is a semi-key date. It's got something on the obverse too. Let's take a look at that under the scope. And that might be a delamination error. Yeah. We might have a delamination error. Could be damage. Let me look at it a little bit more. Nah, that's not damage. I think that is a lamination error, if you will, and something wrong with the mint mark. Let me do a little research and see if there is some known varieties for a 49S RPM. Well, I looked up a few different sites, and there are some 49S RPMs. None of those match mine, and I think it's just more damage than anything, but still a cool find. A semi-Nic-A-Date Jefferson Nickel with some lamination issues on the obverse. Either way, it's a keeper because it is a semi-Nic-A-Date and our third better find of the box through 13 rolls. Roll 16, 1958, Denver. Same roll, 1948, Philly. Roll 19, a 1956, Denver. Roll 22, and we've scored another 40s nickel. This one, a 1946, Philadelphia. 1 year, off silver. Roll 26 has two finds. The first one, a 1958 Denver, and I can see it back here, a 1959 Denver as well. Just cracked open roll number 28, and the third coin down looked suspicious by the edge, and it's going to be another war nickel. 1943p. Let's check that date for the 3/2. I don't think I see a 3/2. There is something going on there. I'll take a closer look. And then a doubled I as well. And I don't see the doubled I. Let me just wipe the date down a little bit and see if I see anything. If not, we'll get back to the hunt. But that will be 2 war nickels and a buffalo and a semi-Nic-A-Date already in this box. Roll 31, and we've got an interesting find here. That's another 1942. 42 was a transition year between nickel and silver. This one does not have the silver look, so it's probably just a nickel. And it is, but it does have a Denver mint mark, so we can check that for the D over horizontal D. And there is some damage around that, but I don't see the D over horizontal D. That is one of the ones I am looking for, the 1942 D over horizontal D. I have it under the scope, but I am not seeing it. I do see some oddities, but not what I want to see. Either way, we'll take it. A 1942 nickel, 1 year off of silver. Roll 32 is going to provide another 1957 out of Philly. Roll 33, yet another 1942 looking non-silver. It is non-silver, and this one's out of Philly. Roll 35, a 1956 Denver. Same roll, a 1941 Philadelphia. Roll 36, 1958 Denver. Roll 39, and we're going to have Canadian nickel number 2. And this one's a 1993, I believe. It is. We'll take it. Roll 42. We have a 1954 D. Not the S. There is an S over D for 1954. And 55, you want the D for the D over S. But we'll take it and add it to the board. Roll 46. It's ugly, but it's a find. 1957, probably Philly, and it is. Roll 48. We've got a 1955 nickel here. Hopefully it's out of Philly. And it's not. It's out of Denver, but we can check it for that D over S. And I am not seeing it. 1955 Denver, common nickel, but we did find it. Roll 49 is going to give us another teaser. This is a 1942, and when I flipped it, I saw the 42, so it definitely wasn't a Silver War nickel. Third 1942 non-silver in the box, which is a lot. We're almost done. Any more finds? We're on roll 50, and we have a couple of finds here. We have a dirty 1946 Philly, 1 year off silver. And this is going to be a 1948, also from Philly. Well, that's all she wrote for that nickel box. Not a bad box. 11 coins in the 50s, nothing really that spectacular there. 10 coins in the 40s, other than the side finds, which I'll bring up. The best finds in the 40s, other than the war nickels, are the 3 42s, 2 from Philly, 1 from Denver. As far as the side finds go, we did find 2 Canadian nickels, 109 Denver, and a beautiful 1963. I'll probably roll it up. It does not have full steps, as they typically didn't in the 50s and 60s. We also found a dated, nice struck 1935 Buffalo nickel, a 1942 San Francisco war nickel, a 1943 Philadelphia minted war nickel, and a 1949S semi-key date with some kind of lamination issue, maybe just post-mint, but we're going to hold on to it anyway. Because we had a good box, good finds, we're going to save this box for another hunt. Hopefully you enjoyed this one box nickel hunt. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching. Nothing wrong with adding a few more silver coins to the 2020 silver jar.